Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So January TBR. It's time to do
Yes.
January 2025. Wow. Can't believe it's here already, but here we go. So here are the 15 books each that we want to read in January.
Yes. So grab your TBR book and let's get started.
I have mine. Mine looks different. I got my new one for the new year.
Ooh, nice.
I know. Okay, so how was your December TBR? How did you do?
Okay, so I read 8. I took notes so I could get this right. I read 8 off my TBR. 2 are not out. They come out on December 31st or like right after we do this video. So 2 of them I couldn't have read.
Yeah.
But I also went back and grabbed one off my September and my August
Good
TBR
job.
list. Yeah.
Good job. So I read 7 off my TBR. I do have a couple that come out on the 31st as well.
Yeah.
But one of mine got moved to February.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So there was that. So that's okay. So we did good.
Well, before we dive right in, let's remind you really quick to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and tell us in the comments what is on your January TBR.
Okay, so let's get started. So the first book, I need to like lean this way because maybe it's this way. It's flipped around for me when we actually edit the videos. I've noticed lately you and I are leaning towards each other on the videos, and so then there's no place to put our pictures in our head. It covers our heads half the time. I think it needs to be this way for me. I'll just stay in the middle. Not that far over. That's not good. Okay, so the first book I have is actually a December 31st audio release, but I wanted to include it on here because there's a couple that I have for December 31st, so I don't think I'm gonna get to all of them on the 31st. So that is Hot Blooded Alpha by Eve Bale. I read Cold Blooded Alpha earlier this month or in December, and that this is a duet. This is a shifter romance. This is the second half. I've already read the books, but the audio just came out. I read them like 2 or 3 years ago, but the audio just came out. So this is a bullying shifter romance that I really, really enjoy. And the second half of the audio is coming out on the 31st.
All right. So this is not on my actual TBR, but I wanted to make sure everybody knows on January 3rd, Forbidden Dreams by Natasha Madison comes out. I am very excited to read it. We are reading that as our buddy read for this month, which will be over on Bookmarked by Jen's channel. So my first official book on my TBR is Beautiful Crazy by A. James. This comes out January 6th. This is a single mom who gets a new neighbor who they have neighbors with benefits going on, but it's complicated because he is her son's teacher. And so she wants to be careful about how that could interfere with her son as she starts to develop feelings for her neighbor with benefits.
Okay. All right. So the next book I have is an audio release for the 7th of January, and that is Beautiful Beast by Neva Altai. This book has been out for a while. This is the spinoff of her Perfectly Imperfect series, and I haven't read this one yet. I wait for the audio. The audio's coming. It's time to do it. So, okay.
I haven't read Beautiful Beast because it's not just a spinoff, it's the next generation, but she's still writing the other generation. And to me, I can't wrap my head around that.
Yeah, I can do it if it's audio, but if you're asking me to like look at the book and read it, then I'm gonna get myself really confused. It's just the way my brain works. It's weird. So, yeah.
All right. So my next one, so I had a really sweet contemporary, and now I'm going straight to the dark romance with Hunting Pretty by Sienna Blake. I really like Sienna Blake. I was ecstatic to find out she's writing a dark romance. This comes out January 8th. It is a dark stalker romance, and I don't know a lot about it. I just am going off the blurb. So it talks about he is giving his point of view, and he says that she is investigating the wrong missing girl, and he has to punish her to keep her from digging too far into her past, which will swallow her whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw that she has one of her first, well, I shouldn't say one of her first books, but you read Dublin Ink a while ago. That came out on audio in December.
Hmm.
And I've like got it saved in my wish list. I just haven't got there yet. So, you know.
Did not care for Dublin Ink as much as I like some of her other stuff, like
I know, but
Irish
they
Kiss.
don't have audio, and I want some hot Irish man doing the Irish voice in my ear while I'm reading that book.
True, true.
Yeah. So, because my Irish accent doesn't sound like it should. It really doesn't. It kind of fluctuates between Irish and Scottish. It's not cool. Not cool, Jessica. Okay, so the next book I have is Omega Founded. This is by May Pierce. This releases on January 11th. This is, I'm really excited for this one. And you're going to laugh, but I'm really excited. So this is Why Choose, but it is a Why Choose Western romance where she is a mail order bride. Packs are illegal. And she gets rejected during her heat. So I'm really, it's supposed to be very, very angsty. And I need that for my Omegaverse. So fingers crossed.
Okay. So next up, I have Laura Pavlov's new series, Rosewood River. So the very first book in that is called Steal My Heart. That comes out on January 9th. This is the boss's daughter, and he is determined to make partners. So he agrees to mentor her. And I'm sure that's going to lead to all sorts of problems. And we have some exciting news that we'll be getting to a little bit later in January. So stay tuned for that.
Okay. So the next book I have is Cora Riley's new release. This releases on January 14th. January 14th, at least according to my TBR, is a very busy day, but it's also a busy day in my household as well. So we'll see if I can get to any of these on the 14th. But this is set in Redemption. This is a new mafia world that she's writing in. This one, it sounds like it's an unwanted marriage to the enforcer of this mafia world. And our heroine is pretty much forced to marry this guy to protect her family. So really intrigued, not liking the snakes on the cover, really intrigued to that. So snakes creepy. Anyhow, I'm excited.
All right. I don't have anything for the 14th.
Really? Half of mine are on the 14th.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is one of my most anticipated new releases. I've been so excited about this one for a very long time, ever since she said this was happening, and that is The Broker by Nikki Sloan, which is going to be book number 6 in the Nashville neighborhood. Previously, she said she thought the Nashville neighborhood was done, and then she decided there was still more stories to tell in this wacky neighborhood, and I love it.
Yeah.
So,
and we're gonna see her. Are we gonna see her in
Phoenix,
2025?
Yes. So this is about, I don't know what her name is actually, but she has always been daddy's little princess, and she's done something that's kind of screwed that up, and now he's forcing her to work, and she has to clean houses for some people, and one of the clients is Noah. She starts to have an attraction towards Noah, but she is Noah's boss's daughter. Apparently that's a theme for me this month.
Okay. All right. Okay, so my next release is an audio release. The book's been out for years, but it's an audio release on January 14th, and that is Raw by Belle Aurora. I've had this book forever. This was a special edition that was done, but I didn't want to read it because audio hadn't come out yet. So it sounds like this is a dark stalker romance. I thought it was mafia, but when I really started looking at it, I think it's a stalker because it says he's her stalker. And I don't need more than that. So that's all I need. Dark stalker. Thank you.
All right, my next one is another January 16th. This is Reckless Love by Willow Astor. This is number 3 in the Single Dad's Playbook. This is a pro football player and pro cheerleader for the same team, so that there's like really strict rules in place that they shouldn't ever be seen even like talking to each other. And they have been best friends for like since they were kids, it sounds like. And he has a 3-year-old son, and one day he kisses her and she cannot stop thinking about that kiss.
So the next book I have is one that we got in Vegas, and I haven't read it yet, and I just saw the audio is coming out for it again on the 14th, and that is Not All Is Lost by Elizabeth Knight. This is Omegaverse. It's kind of, I think it's a darker, I've got several Omegaverse on this list, but this one, it sounds like when she presents, like the government's in like not cool. It's in the middle of all of this. And when she presents, she flees and she runs into alphas and it's a whole thing. I'm not sure what else happens in here, but we'll be reading this one. We'll be listening to this one. So,
okay.
Yes.
All right. My next one comes out on January 17th, and that's Sometimes You Fall by Harlow James. This is about I don't know his name. Sometimes blurbs do not tell us names. And anyways, he loses his baseball career, which leads him to moving back to his hometown. And he has a one night fling with somebody from his past, and she ends up pregnant.
I was gonna say, does he knock her up? We like it when they do that.
Yes.
Okay. The next one, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you already have on your TBR for January. This is a highly, highly anticipated release, and this is Phantom by H.D. Carlton. This will be out on the 21st of January. This is Grandma's Story. So this is Addie's Grandma's Story, which we've heard bits and pieces throughout the Cat and Mouse duet. And now we get her story and find out about her and her stalker and what happened there. So
I did not know about that.
Yeah. Audio releases the same day as the book.
Okay,
So
I'll let you read it, and then if you think it's good, then I'll go read it.
Okay, so the 21st is the day before I drive down and see you on the 22nd. Can you like mark that day off, as Jessica will not be answering any phone calls?
Oh, I'm going to call you so much.
Awesome.
Okay, my next one comes out on January 30th, and this is Red Dreams by Keltley Allison. I read Black Heart back at the end of October. It's a duet, so this is the second one. It left off on a cliffhanger. Just really quickly, there was like a stalker situation where she was being stalked by somebody, but he was supposed to kill her. He's a hired hitman, but instead he takes her and tries to protect her because he wants who's after her desperately. And it like ends on a very big cliffhanger. So I'm very excited to read it. If you heard me talk about this dark romance back in October, listen to it or read it. There's audio, and then there's audio comes out on the same day as well for this on the 30th, and the audio is really, really good. So highly recommend jumping on this one.
So the next book I have on my TBR is another audio release. It is January 21st is the audio. This is a book that I got when we were in Vegas a year ago. And that is the book is pack bound. This is the bind up of the 3 books. But the first full length novel in this Omegaverse is called Pack Bound, and that will be out on the 21st of January. But there's a prequel that starts this book out. It's called Pack Origin. It just came out this past week. So the week of Christmas, it came out on audio. But this is a big mamba jahamba. So this is Kate King and Jessa Wilder. We've met Jessa Wilder a couple of times, but this is their blissful Omegaverse. I have put this off forever, but this is about our heroine who is a part of the foster care system. She meets the guys who she thinks it's her forever pack when she's in foster care. And the day she goes into heat, they end up using her and then giving her to the government to be auctioned off. And then 4 years later, guess who's back? So this must be angsty. I love me some angst in Omegaverse. Make it hurt, people. Make it hurt.
All right.
Okay.
So my last new release is probably one that a lot of people have on their radar as well, and that is Irreversible by Jennifer Hartman and Shelley St. Clair. I think I said this comes out January 30th, right? I can't remember if I said that or not. So I don't know much about this, but I'm so excited. It sounds like Jennifer Hartman going back to her dark roots. This is about a woman who's being held in a black market nightmare, according to the back of the book. And the people in the surrounding rooms keep leaving, but she keeps staying. And then Isaac ends up in the room next to her, so they can only hear each other through the walls. And she believes that he is going to be her only chance of escaping this situation. So I'm very excited for this one.
Okay. All right. The next one I'm really excited for. We don't have an actual release date. I do know it's January. I've talked with the author, and that is Stone by BJ Alpha. So this is a spinoff from the Secrets and Lies series. This is, if you've read Secrets and Lies, we know that there's a brother at some point. This is his story, but she's calling it a Secrets and Lies crossover, and she told me that it's a dark mafia forbidden love, and it's book 1 in the Carrera family. So it will be out in January. I just don't know what date yet. Probably towards the end, if we don't have the date yet, because I would already have the arc by now if that was the case. So if it was earlier. So
Okay, so I'm moving on to my other books, and the first one is Tate by BJ Alpha.
Good, I like Tate.
I got this one for Christmas, so I'm very excited to read it. It is the second book in the Storm Enterprise series. This is Ava and Tate. I kind of know more than what the blurb says because you've talked about this one a couple of times, but Tate has a thing for Ava, finds out she's a little too young for him, freaks out, and they don't see each other for 4 years. And then she shows up at an intern, and he finds it difficult to stay away this time. But something's going on in her past that makes things complicated, I'm sure.
Always. The next book I have is still a new release. It is supposed to be out on January 30th. And I keep saying I'm excited for these, but I'm really excited for these. And I'm going to put this little caveat out there. I have talked with this author as well, and she's hoping she doesn't have to move the release date. So as of right now, it is still January 30th. And that is Hollyhock by January Rain. This is the third book in her Monster Stalker series, which I just love her Monster Stalker series. The cool thing about this one is this time our heroine is going to be the monster in the Monster Stalker series book. So that will be out hopefully at the end of January.
Okay.
Okay.
Next I have, and I think you've read this one too, another book I got for Christmas, Fake Empire by C.W. Farnsworth.
Is that her Mafia one?
Yes, I think so.
Yes, I think it had a different cover, but yeah.
It's Crew and Scarlet. They're like American royalty, and they are required, or maybe it's more arranged marriage than mafia. I don't know if it actually says that they're mafia on the back, but they are going to marry each other for power and for their business. And I'm sure that they're going to maybe fall for each other after they're done not liking each other for a while.
Typically happens. That's not the one I read. The one I read was full on mafia, and it wasn't a forced marriage. He kidnaps her.
Oh, okay. That's not this one. That was a C.W. Farnsworth? I really like C.W. Farnsworth, so I'm excited to read this, and we will be seeing her in Phoenix as well.
Yes, we will. Okay, the next book that I have, I'm going to try to wait till January to read, but I can't promise you we have a couple days between now and January because this book came out on Christmas Day, and it is Volfu by Dylan Page. So this is the second book in her Primal series. So if you read Row, this is the next book. So this is where we find out what happened to Stephanie and her caveman that she's going to get, which is Volfu.
Which one was Stephanie?
Stephanie was the mousy one. She's very small. She was always wearing big sweaters, even in the summertime. I think she's got some trauma from her childhood because it kind of hints towards that from high school. And then she wore glasses because it says something in the blurb about her losing her glasses and being blind. So she can't see. So and you're in this primal area, you can't see. That cannot be good. So
that was one of the reasons I went ahead and got LASIK because I could not see without my glasses or contacts, and it would always kind of bug me. Like if something happened, I won't be able to function. Like it's not just like a slight hindrance. I like literally could not function.
Yeah, we're like with me because I'm nearsighted, so things far away are blurry. But they're out there. I mean, as I'm getting older, it's getting closer and closer. But for the most part, like if I were to lose my glasses, I'd be okay. I can still drive. I shouldn't, but I can still drive. I can see what's out there, but I'm not blind. It's just things are a little fuzzier on the edges.
Yeah, that would not have been the case for me.
No, not at all. So, okay.
All right. The next book I have is a new to me author who's going to be in Phoenix. So I wanted to grab a few new to me authors for that. So this is called Love, It's Complicated by Janine Collette. This is about a divorced single mom who breaks into her ex's mistress's salon and gets thrown into jail by a good-looking police officer.
Hmm.
And then she goes to work and finds out she is planning this police officer's wedding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how I like a good angsty book, and I'm like,
Yep.
this sounds very angsty.
Very angsty. Yes. All right. So the next book I have is one I got for myself for Christmas. It came a few days before, so we just didn't even wrap it up. We just put it on the bookshelf. And that is Hips, Lips, and Apocalypse by Tyler Page. This is her apocalyptic book. I was reading the back and I was like, oh, it says something about daddies. Like there's a daddy program and you're assigned to a daddy, but then it says that the daddy is the same age as her. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. All I know is it's post-apocalyptic and it's Tyler Page, and I love her writing and I love the books that I've read by her. So this is on the top of my TBR.
Okay, so next I have One Touch by Lena Hendricks. And this is about Beckett Miller. And that is her ex-boyfriend's brother, but also her brother's best friend. He's helping her renovate her aunt's farmhouse. And late one night, they have a game of tipsy strip poker. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the next book I pulled this because I know I'm going to see this author in February. That is Ruin My Life by Luna Pierce. I've had this forever. I think I got it for my birthday last year. I think the husband got it for one of my birthday books. But I think this is Why Choose, from what I can tell in the back. But it sounds like the top of the blurb just says, desperate to save my dying mother, I sacrifice myself to a repulsive crime boss. The cost, I must produce him an heir. But then as you read farther down the blurb, it talks about other guys coming into the picture. So I do think it's Why Choose. I know there's audio out for it now. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next, I have another new to me author that's going to be in Phoenix, and that is Stella Andrews. And I picked The Contract. So when she graduates college, she is to marry her dad's closest friend. So it's arranged marriage.
Okay.
And there are 5 guys that she lives with that are protecting her. And she wants the one they call the Beast. But if she gives in to anything with him, it will start a war.
Okay.
So very excited. It's a Mafia series. This is the first one in the book. So like me a good Mafia.
Love me some good Mafia. Yeah. Okay, so I pulled another book that I'm pretty sure came for my birthday last year. This is almost a year old. My birthday's in January, but I haven't read it yet. So this is, now that I have my new bookshelves, I can see what I haven't read. So it makes life a little bit easier. I have a haven't read shelf. So this is
That's a good idea.
It's just this one row over here, but I have.
You only have one row of books you haven't read? That's impressive.
Thank you. I'm trying
I have so many.
I know, but you have way more shelves than I do too.
I don't know what to do. Like, I almost feel a little overwhelmed with how many books I have to read.
I just try to pull one or two once in a while. But anyhow, okay, no shame. We listen and we don't judge, okay? You can have all the books you want. All right.
Well, here's the thing. Book collecting and book reading are 2 very different hobbies, and I fully participate in both.
Yeah. Again, we listen and we don't judge. Okay, so this is Skin of a Sinner by Avina St. Graves. This sounds like, so I'll just tell you what it kind of says. It says that she met this guy in the foster system when they were foster kids. He protected her and promised to stand by her forever, but then he's a liar. And he left her with monsters. 3 years later, she finds him in the middle of the night, soaked in my family's blood and carving his initials into my foster brother's skin. She tries to run. He chases her. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, like, all the dark stuff. There's audio out for that now, too. So we're good. There wasn't when I got him for my birthday.
All right. My next book is Big Daddy by Daisy Jane. This was a surprise release that she did, I think, right around Thanksgiving time.
think
I
so.
really like the cover though. I like the whiskey.
Oh, that's alcohol. Is that?
Yeah, the whiskey in the glass. I like those
And his
covers for some
cufflinks.
reason.
Did I see her shoe and her lipstick?
Yes.
That's cool.
And then that's a tie.
Okay.
Okay. So Big Daddy is her best friend's dad, and she works at his law firm. And according to the back, the first time they met was a fluke, but everything after that was shamefully orchestrated. So I'm excited to read Big Daddy.
Okay, so my last book on my TBR, I think I've had this on my TBR before, but now there's audio for it. And that is Dirty Ties by Pam Godwin. This is the only Pam Godwin that I haven't read.
Okay.
So
I was like, there's a Pam Godwin book you haven't read?
I think I read like the first, like maybe just the blurb at one point. And then I was like, oh, I saw the audio was coming. I was like, I'll just wait for audio. It came out a couple months back. But anyhow, so this was basically, it has something to do with this guy who wears all leather and he rides a motorcycle and I don't know much more. I think he races. I don't know, but it's Pam Godwin and I haven't read it. And so I'm going to. That should be all that we need to know. So.
When you started to say he wears things and it's called Dirty Ties, I'm like, he wears a dirty tie? Like what?
No, like you, like she can't. She has a thing for him. She meets him. She's got a thing for him, but she doesn't know who he is because she's never seen his identity because he's covered like with his helmet and then head to toe leather. And I think it's Marriage in Trouble. I'm not sure, but we're gonna get into that. Okay, so what's your last one?
Okay, so in December, I read a new to me author, Vanessa Sheets. I read Hope Rising and really loved it. It was a dark romance. And she has another book called Breakaway. And the gloss there. Try and hold it. Then you can't see who it's by. Oh, is that okay? Can you see it? Kind of.
Matt, okay. Like authors, Matt. We need Matt.
Yes. So this is Breakaway. This is about Noah. He is running from some sort of nightmare that has happened to him, and he has a lot of guilt. And he is going to meet Sophia. Sophia's mom is either an alcoholic or drunk or something. An alcoholic or drunk. Oh my gosh. An addict. Sorry. And so she has been raising her little brother on her own. And she says she's super close to getting her normal life that she's always wanted. And then that's when she's going to meet Noah. And so I thought this was contemporary, but it sounds like there's maybe a little bit of dark, or I could be way off. I don't know, because I don't know what happened to Noah in his past. So, okay, I'm excited to read it. Her writing was phenomenal, so I am excited to read this one.
Cool.
I have so many books I want to read.
Same. And because we record a few days before the end of the month, notoriously there's always one or two authors that are like, oh, surprise, I have a release in January, and then it throws us off, or that month, so then it throws us off a little bit.
Yes
Yeah, those always pop up. So but we'll get to all the books eventually, hopefully. If we could just stop the world from spinning for like a few days, I could get all my books done.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
You just need a few days.
No, I just need a few days to rest and get some books done. I need more than a few days to finish my TBR. Yeah, no. No.
All right.
So, okay.
Well, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like our video, and tell us again, like I already said, what is on your January TBR? Did you add some based on what we told you about, or do you have other ones on there? Let us know. We love to hear from you guys and see what you're reading and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. And thanks for watching, guys. Happy New Year, and we'll see you in the next video.